Hi, and welcome to my channel. And in this video I'm going to do a walkthrough solve of this puzzle here, which is the Sidgman's 2x4x6 Fisher wall cuboid / cutter cuboid. And I'm not going to do an in-depth tutorial, but I'm going to explain what I'm doing, the basic algorithms that I'm using and the strategy. I've already solved this puzzle 5 times, and I have to say it's more challenging than I expected. I have never solved the 2x4x6 before, but because I've solved numerous cuboids, including the 4x4x6, as well as the 3x3x5 Fisher cuboid, among others, I thought this wouldn't be too difficult, but it is more challenging than I expected, and it requires quite a bit of strategy, and especially the fact that the layers are off center makes it even more confusing. Okay, so let's get started. So at this point it's fully bandaged, which means you could only turn it as a 2x2, and you have these blocks, 2x2 blocks. Now you have three situations that you could have. In this case, they all have some form of bandaging. You could have a block that is fully unbandaged, so you could see these pieces here are unbandaged. Now imagine you have a third strip here, then this piece would be fully unbandaged, but because it has this piece, it has one element that's bandaged. Now, if you look at this piece, it has two bandaged elements. So it has this piece, but you can't get this piece out until you first get this out. So first you have to get this out, and then you could get this out. So it has like 2 layers of bandaging in this section. Another thing to mention, these little pieces, these little center pieces, it doesn't matter which way they turn. It looks like it's, you know, poking out and it's bandaged, but it's not. These don't matter how they stick out. And at this point, basically the goal is to reduce this into a 2x2x6. And after that, we're gonna reduce it into a fully 2x4x6 where we could turn everything. So the first step is to unbandage these one by one and to try to get a turning layer and cycle pieces out. So let's see what we have. So think of this as our top layer. You can see this is placed properly so that we'll be able to turn this layer. This also, this has 2 layers of bandaging, so we're gonna have to get this out. After we get this out, then we're gonna be able to get that out from here. So this is positioned well. This needs to flip, so let's just do a regular RI, DI, R, D, RI, DI, R, D, and again RI, DI, R, D, alright, DI, R, okay. Now it's positioned well as well to get this out. This we need to flip because you could see this is bandaged, so RI, DI, R, D, RI, DI, R, D, let's do it again, RI, DI, R, D, RI, DI, okay, so now you can see we could turn, my mistake, we flipped this too much because this has to be on. So let me fix this and just take this out, and then again. Okay, so we want it like this to get this out, so then we could get that out later. So now you can see we could turn this top layer not just through the middle but also the top one, and we could see how we could turn it to start unbandaging what we can. So if we turn it like this, you see this block is unbandaged. The fact that this is off center in relation to this does not matter at this stage. We're going to deal with that later. Also, this protruding does not matter, so we could think of this block as unbandaged at this point. This is still bandaged as let's see. Okay, so we want to flip this now because we want to get this out. RI, DI, R, D, RI, DI, R. I have to do it again. And just do these kind of 2x2 moves to get it in place like this. And let's see, so we want to switch this, which is already good, with something like this. Let's see. Okay, so now, what if I do a double turn? You can see now this is fully unbandaged, as is this. And once again, the fact that this is off center at this point does not matter. Okay, so let's replace this with something else. Okay, this is good to replace it with, and then this keep here, so let's replace this as well with this. Okay, and this we need to flip. Okay, so the problem is all the pieces we have here are accepting this type of piece, whereas the pieces we need to put in are these kinds. So we need to put something else in that's going to accept these pieces. Something like, let's see if we even have anything really. Okay, so I just turned it in order, I'm going to flip this to, and this is going to be able to accept one of those pieces. So I need to flip this. Okay, now if I turn this like this, you could see this is good now, and these three are good, and we're going to flip this one now. This we're going to replace with something else. Like this. Okay. Oops. Let's see. Do a double turn like this. Then I reduced these two. And now I could flip this block. Okay, so this is all good, and this is all good. Good. So most of them are already, you can see, reduced. So at this point, problem is this is blocking us from getting this out. So we need to replace this with something. And let's see. Okay, so I need to put in a piece here. So in this case, this being off center is relevant because we need to get this out. So we can't put this in because this is also going to be off center. So if we replace it with this yellow should go in here. So okay, so now if we do this kind of turn, now we should be able to flip this and get this out. Okay, so now we could, let's see, I want to get this out because this is actually good. So I want to replace this with something that will be able to accept this. And I think that's fine. That's fine. So if I turn this, you can see this is good. This is good. This is good. This is fine. This is off center, but that's okay. So everything is reduced as far as the 2x2. Now we solve the 2x2 to reconstruct the shape of the cuboid. And this is basic 2x2 algorithms. that was quicker than I expected, but okay. So we have this at this point. So the first step that I like to do is solve these corners, these pieces right here. And later I'll show you the next step. Okay. I just find it easier to do the corners now rather than later when I think it's more complicated. So it's easier to do them now. So let's see. And it's very simple. You just use standard basic cuboid algorithms to put them in. So we know this is yellow-orange. And I don't think color matters on this puzzle. Like if the blue is on this side or on this side, I think it's possible to solve it both ways. It's one of those kind of puzzles. But if anything, it's an easy fix in the end if it's, we have to flip it. So we have to put either a blue or a green with an orange here. So let's put this on the bottom, this here. We want to put this one down here. Now it's going to bring the edge and the corner down together, and that's fine at this stage. Okay, so we just do 2R U, 2R UI, 2R, and it puts it in. Now normally, while doing a cuboid solve, it would flip the center, but since it's all scrambled, it doesn't matter at this point. So we put it in. This is already in next to it. And so we need to put the last orange corner, which is this one. So we turn it here. We just do 2R U, 2R UI, 2R. You can see all these corners are in. Now we check the top corners. What's going on with them? So we see green is here with yellow to its left, and you have green here with yellow to its right, which does not match, and it's an easy fix. We just do standard swapping algorithms. So let's see. So I'm going to swap these two, yellow and blue. Then I'm going to turn it. I'm going to swap the yellow and white, and I'm going to swap back the white and blue. So it's going to cycle them that way. So it's 2R U, 2R UI, 2R UI D, 2R UI, 2R U, 2R DI. Keeps locking up. It's a bit annoying, but it doesn't get too much in the way of the solve. It's just a bit annoying. Now we turn this. See, I made a clockwise turn. I'm gonna swap these two, the white and the yellow. So that's 2R U, 2R UI, 2R UI D, 2R UI, 2R U, 2R DI. Turn it back counterclockwise. I'm gonna swap the we're gonna swap the white and the blue. 2R U, 2R UI, 2R UI D, 2R UI, 2R U, 2R. The last D move doesn't really matter at this stage. Okay, so now we look again. So if we turn it like this, you see the green with the yellow to its left, green with the yellow to its left. Turn it around, blue with white to its left, blue with white to its left. So all the corners are now properly solved. Okay, so we turn this back off center so that we can do these turns. So you can see the shape of this in relation to this is proper. Now we need to place these centers so that we can turn all 4 layers vertically. Part of it is intuitive. And so let's see what we could do. What, if anything, we can reduce. Let's see. Okay, so you see all of these are now good. these little centers. The fact that they're protruding in the wrong colors, that's fine. Just to get them placed, to unbandage it vertically as the 4 layers. And that was pretty intuitive. Now, this side we're gonna have to use the Red Bull algorithm to fix it. So let's take a look at what we have. So these two are positioned right. Then these two and these two, they all need to swap. So what we can do is an even layer swap first. And it's gonna, so basically let's just do the even layer swap. It's gonna swap these edges with these. And so that's gonna be 2U all the way through the middle, 2R, 2F, and then 2U through the middle, 2U on top, 2F, 2R, 2U. And let's see what we have now. Let's see. Okay, it did swap them, but it didn't place them the way I expected. So let's just see what else we could do. And remember how I dealt with this situation. Just thinking, because I know I could do the Red Bull algorithm numerous times. I just want to see if I could reduce it in some way where I'll only need to do that algorithm one time rather than having to do it multiple times. All right, let's just do it this way. So you can see all 4 of these edges, and when I say edges, these duos, it's a single edge. They function as a single edge at this point. So all of these, think of it as an inverted edge. Like on a 4x4, we need to flip it. So these two are going to be our R move, the internal R move. These are going to be the L move. And then that's the B, and this is the U and the F. So we do a 2R, 2B, 2U, left, down, 2U, right, slices down, 2U, right, slices up, 2U, 2F, right, slices up, 2F, left, slices up, 2B, 2R. You see all of these are good. Now we turn it this way. These two are good, so now we only need to flip these 2 outer ones using the same Red Bull algorithm, except we're only going to be turning the outer inner slices of these slices, of the middle slices. Okay, so 2R, 2B, 2U, left, down, 2U, right, slice down, 2U, right, slice up, 2U, 2F, right, slice up, 2F, left, slice up, 2B, 2R, and you can see all of these central pieces are good on this side and on this side. So what this means, now we could do these kind of turns, which we couldn't do before. So now you could see the 4 layers are functional and it's fully unbandaged with the corners solved on the top and the bottom. Okay, now we're going to do the edges on the top and the bottom. And so part of it is intuitive. We just see what we could place where, and I could see this is green and white with the orange. And let's see, green and white. So I think if I turn this like this and just flip it like this, okay, to place the green, what about this? This is blue and white, blue and white. See, it's going to place one of them. Okay, so the green is in place, the blue is in place. These two are out, and here blue, green, and these two are out. So let me think what I could do. So this is orange and white, belongs here. So let's see first this. This is red and yellow, and it belongs there. So first let me just swap them like this. So I'm gonna turn this up like this, and think of this as a single edge piece and this. And I'm gonna do the red bull, it's gonna swap these two. It's gonna place this where it belongs. Okay, so from here, we do a 2R with the inner slice, 2B, 2U, left side down, 2U, right slice down, 2U, right slice up, 2U, 2F, right slice up, 2F, left slice up, 2B, 2R, and then bring this back down. And you can see it placed this yellow red where it belongs. So on this layer, this is the only one that's out now. Whereas on this layer, we have how many? 1, 2. Okay, so let's place this one first. The same way. This one belongs here. So we bring it up. I'm going to do the red bull to swap these two. So 2R with the inner slice, 2B, 2U, left slice down, 2U, right slice down, 2U, right slice up, 2U, 2F, right slice up, 2F, left slice up, 2B, 2R, and bring this back down. Okay, so now we have one that's out on the bottom layer, one that's out on this layer. Turn this here, and you guessed it, we're going to do the same thing one last time. So this belongs here and this belongs here. We're going to bring this up, do the red bull, and that's going to solve all of them. Okay, so 2R with the slice, 2B, 2U, left slice down, 2U, right slice down, 2U, right slice up, 2U, 2F, right slice up, 2F, left slice up, 2B, 2R, and then bring this back down. You can see this layer is fully solved, and this one, just double check to make sure they're properly oriented in relation to each other. Blue with yellow to its left, blue with yellow to its left, green with white to its left, green with white to its left. And we turn it back off center, and so top and bottom layers are now solved. The next step is dealing with these edges right here and these. So first we try to place intuitively what we can. And in placing these, we might place some of these as well. So let's see. So the way to look at it, so this is white. We look at this piece here, white, so that means that this has to be white and this has to be white. Remembering, because in the end it's off center. This is blue, so that means this has to be blue and this. So I'm gonna do a double turn, and let's just see. Blue, blue, blue. Okay. So just by intuitive turning, no algorithm so far, you see blue, 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 white, white. So this one is out of place. Can we place it? Do a double turn. Okay, so this face is now actually good. So blue, 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 white, white, white. Ignoring these pieces right now, just these, they're all good. Let's look at this face. Blue, 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 yellow, yellow. So this one is out. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so green, green, green. So these two are no good. And this is yellow. So let's see what we can do. So if we do an even layer swap, this is going to swap with this. So these two greens are going to swap, which is fine, and these two, the yellow and white, is going to swap. So this white is going to go where it belongs, and this yellow is going to go where it belongs. Only on these layers. We don't need to swap these, though it doesn't matter since it's the same kind of color. So okay, so 2U with the top two layers, 2R, 2F, just the shallow layer. Then just double check. I think we do a full 2F. Let me just think. Full. And just with the shallow, 2U, 2U, 2F with the shallow layer, 2R, 2U. Let's take stock, see what we have. Okay, so green, 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 yellow, yellow, yellow. So this face is fully good. The opposite one, white, 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 blue, 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 it's fully good. Now this one, blue, blue, blue is good. Yellow, yellow, so this white does not belong here. And here, white, white, green, green. So this yellow does not belong. And before we fix this, let's just double check, make sure we have it all right. Nothing is flipped, so. Okay. So indeed, this white is out of place and this yellow, right? And they're in the same layer. Okay, so let's get it back off center. Okay, so this yellow is out and this white. And what we're gonna do is the Red Bull algorithm. So we're gonna position this, we're gonna do a 2B to place this yellow here. I'm gonna turn this just like this. The fact that it's off center is okay. I'm gonna Red Bull, we're gonna swap these. I have to remember to undo the setup moves. We're gonna turn this back up 90 degrees and then I'm gonna do a 2B. So 2R, 2B, 2U, left middle slice down, 2U, right middle slice down, 2U, right middle slice up, 2U, 2F, right middle slice up, 2F, left middle slice up, 2B, 2R, and then we undo the setup move, bring this up 90 degrees, and we do a 2B. And we should have all of these edges solved. So yellow, 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 green, 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 white, 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 green, 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 blue, 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 white, 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 yellow, 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 blue, blue, blue. So that's how these are solved. As far as I remember, you could also have the brick parity as well, and I'm going to address that later because we might get it as we reduce these. So I'm not going to do that algorithm now as a demonstration since we did not get that situation. But if we do get it, I'll show you how to deal with it. So the next step is these 4 centers, not these outer ones yet, just these 4. And this is fairly easy. There's an algorithm that's going to 3-cycle them. So let's first take a look what we have that's in. Only this piece is in. All the rest are out. Okay. So algorithm is going to be like this. So this blue that's on the, this is our top layer. This is in the back left. So this blue piece is going to go here, which is, you can see this bottom layer. So these are the front 2. It's going to go into this. This yellow is going to go here. It's going to solve it. This white is going to go here. So the white doesn't belong, but the blue and the yellow are going to solve. The algorithm is U, 2R with the middle slice, UI, 2L with the middle slice, U, 2R with the middle slice, UI, 2L. And you can see these two are now solved. Let's flip it, see what else we have. So we could do, just turn it like this. So this white should go in here and solve it. This blue is gonna go, does not belong here, that's fine. And the green is gonna go here, doesn't belong here, it's fine. So one piece is gonna go in. So from this position, U, 2R with a slice, UI, 2L with the slice, U, 2R with the middle slice, UI, 2L, middle slice. Undo the setup. This piece went in. So now this is the only one that's out on this face. Let's see what we have here. So let's flip this like this. This green is going to go here. The white is going to go here and solve. Yellow is going to go here. So two pieces are going to go in from this. Okay, so U, 2R, the middle slice, UI, 2R, 2L with the middle slice, U, 2R, middle slice, UI, 2L with the middle slice. Okay, let's undo that setup. You see these two are now in, and let's see what we have left. So these two are in, this is in, this one is out, and this one is out. So we only have two that are out. And let's see how we could recycle it. So yellow belongs here, blue belongs here, okay, so from this position, if I do the algorithm, I'm gonna have to do it twice. This blue is gonna go here and then here. This yellow is gonna go here and then here, and this one is gonna go here, it's gonna solve everything. It's gonna do it 2 times from this position. U, 2R slice, UI, 2L slice, U, 2R slice, UI, 2L slice. One more time. U, 2R slice, UI, 2L slice, U, 2R slice, UI, 2L slice, and you can see all of these centers are now fixed. And in this case, most of the puzzle is solved with the exception of a few of these outer center pieces. So these two we could see are in, these two are out, these two are in, these two are out. First thing we check is if we have an even layer swap. And in this case, I do not think that we have that. Even if you turn it like this, you could theoretically do an even swap, but it's gonna displace, like it's gonna swap this white with the yellow, but it's also gonna swap the green with the blue. So we're gonna still end up with 2 swap pieces. So we have the brick parity, which is good. So this way I could show you how to deal with the situation. So we're gonna recycle these center pieces, and I'm gonna transfer the parity to the edges, and then we'll fix them on the edges. So first is we have to position it, see what goes where. So first I want to do a setup move like this. Then I want to flip this here. So I want to have one piece on my top right or my top left in the front. Then I'm gonna place, and then on the back as well. So I don't think I need to even do this setup move because of the colors that I need to swap. Let's just see. So there's 2 times we're gonna have to do the algorithm. So first is the green. So what's gonna happen is, you see this green, The blue is fine, but the green needs to swap, and this blue back here on the bottom left. So this blue is gonna go here. And we don't want that, so we're gonna flip this. So the blue is now here. So this green is gonna go back here to where this green is, which is fine. This green is gonna go here and solve this, and this blue is gonna go here and solve this. And these pieces are gonna be solved, but the edges are gonna receive the parity, which is gonna be a bit confusing to look at. So it's important not to lose your perspective and to make sure you do the right moves. Later, we're gonna do the same thing with the yellow and white pieces that are swapped separately. Okay, so from this position, because this here is the single pieces on the right, I'm gonna do the right side algorithm. And it's like this, so it's U, and we're slicing through the deep layer. 2R, UI, 2L, U, 2R, UI, 2L, we do a 2F, we do a 2R with this slice, only this slice. Now we do 2F, and we undo the intro algorithm. So we did U, R, UI, L, so we start with L, U, 2R, UI, 2L, U, 2R, UI, 2F to undo that after we did, and we once again do a double turn with this slice here. Now, if you pay attention, you see this yellow, well, this was here. So this blue is now solved. Looks like it's not solved because the blue that was here was displaced by the green. But keep in mind that these have to be blue. This is now in place. And this is now out. And the same here. This green is where it belongs, and this blue is where it belongs. And just make sure. I think this blue does not belong here, so let's just double check. So let's undo that and undo the F, because I think we did a setup turn with the back face. See, I had to remember that. Did that with the back face. So we do the F with the front. And do a 2R. Undo. Just making sure. See, I told you, it gets very confusing because it's off center. You might think it's not a big deal, but it's quite significant. So let's just double check. So let's undo this again. Okay, so like this, like this. So I tell you, it gets quite confusing. So let's just take a look. Green, 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 blue, 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 green, green, green. Okay. Resolve it just to kind of get a better perspective of what's in and what's out. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna Red Bull this with this. Just I don't know how that happened. Wait, let's see. If I turn it like this, so this is in place. Yeah, I think this with this. To remember to do a double turn on the yellow. Okay, so Red Bull this with this. 2R, 2B, 2U. Left down, 2U, right down, 2U, right up, 2U, 2F, right up, 2F, left up, 2B, 2R, and undo that 2L that we did. Let's take a look again. Okay, looking better. So these are the edges that were displaced when we did that, when we fixed those centers, and you can see all those blue and green pieces are now fixed. Now we're gonna have to do the same with the yellow and the white, but before we do that, let's fix these green and blue edges. So let's get it back off center. Okay, so let's position it. So this piece and this piece need to swap. Okay, so this green that's back down here on the right is gonna go up here to where this blue is. This blue is gonna go here and solve it. And that green is gonna solve this, and this green just go back to where this green is. I'm gonna do the same brick algorithm, except now when we do our U-turns, we're gonna turn the shallow layer, the top one. So starting from, this is on the right side, so this is the right side algorithm. So we do a 2F, it's a starting move. And we do U, 2R, UI, 2L, U, 2R, UI, 2L, 2F, double turn this, inner slice, undo the 2F. Now we undo that algorithm. So we did UR, 2R, UI, 2L. So we start with 2L, U with the outer, with the top slice, 2R, UI, 2L, U, 2R, UI. Now we undo this, 2F, and then we double turn this. And you could see it swiped, this blue is now here, this green is here, and that green is still there. So now we have to do the same thing with this white and yellow, which is going to displace the parity into the edges of the white and yellow, and that should solve the puzzle. So first we do the brick algorithm this way. And let's see. So I want to start off by doing this 2U turn on the deep layer to place this here. So this yellow is going to go back here, this white is going to go here, and this white is going to go here, and these pieces are going to be solved, and it's going to transfer the parity to the edges, and then I'm going to fix the edges, and it should solve the puzzle. Hopefully I don't mess up. Just have to remember I just did this 2U setup move as a first one, and this is on the left side, so this is going to be a left side algorithm. So the intro is the 2F. The U-turns are going to be on the deep layer right now. So since it's a left side algorithm, I'm going to start with UI, 2F, U, 2R, UI, 2F, U, 2R, 2F, double turn this layer, undo the 2F. Now we undo that algorithm, which was UI, 2L, UI, 2R, so we start with 2R, UI, 2L, U, 2R, UI, 2L, U, do a 2F, double turn this, and that should have fixed the inner pieces and swapped out this yellow with that white edge, which is good. We undo the 2U. Now we do the algorithm for this yellow and this white. So let's position it. Okay, so we could position it from this way without doing any setups. So this yellow is going to go back here. This white is going to go here. And this white is going to go here. It's going to solve everything. Now our U-turns are going to be on the shallow top layer. So once again, holding it in this position, left side algorithm. It's a brick parity algorithm. So it's a 2F setup move. UI, 2L, U, 2R, UI, 2L, U, 2R, 2F, double turn this, undo the 2F. Now we undo that algorithm, which was UI, 2L, U, 2R. So we start with 2R, UI, 2L, U, 2R, UI, 2L, U, 2F, double turn, and puzzle should be solved. So let's realign the layers, and you could see the puzzle is now fully solved. One last thing to mention, if these layers would have been flipped, the easy fix would be 2R, and then 2U, 2U, 2R. Because you could have had this kind of situation where you see like the blue side is good, the green, but then you have this. If you end up with that situation, it's an easy fix. You know, you just hold it like this, and then you do 2R, 2U. These lockups get annoying. 2D, 2R, and it is fully solved. So yeah, so that's how you solve this Sidgman's 2x4x6 wall cutter cuboid, which is a very challenging puzzle. Very fun once you get the hang of it. Very confusing, especially when it's all off center and everything. And hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and until next time.